Big checks from Big Pharma. We pulled the list of Columbus doctors and found several raking in six figures in 2009 and 10 from the drug companies. According to ProPublica, Dr. Michael Yaffe, an internist, made over $104,000. Dr. John Baluch, a urologist, made $121,000. Dr. Terrell Patel, an oncologist, made over $142,000. Dr. George Ho, a urologist, made $158,000. And Dr. Michael Chan, a psychiatrist, made more than $160,000. Doctors nationwide are getting paid millions more, and it is just a fraction of what ProPublica senior reporter Charles Ornstein says the drug companies are reporting.
We found that the amounts of money were staggering. Nearly $300 million was spent for speaking and consulting by just these 7 companies in less than 2 years.
Spent on what, you ask? Doctors get paid for speaking, consulting, and research projects for the likes of Eli Lilly, Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, and other pharmaceutical and medical device companies. It is a long list of names and big dollar signs. This report resonated with State Representative Nancy Garland.
So I think you have to look at each one of these on an individual basis. Is this in the best interest of the patient? Or are they getting paid a lot more than they should? And were the studies legitimate?
We asked the same question. The implication where eyebrows get raised here is that Big Pharma is trying to influence doctors, our doctors. And one of them, Dr. Michael Chan, a psychiatrist from Mount Carmel, agreed to talk to us until he says he was told not to.
This is Dr. Michael Chan at Mount Carmel. I apologize, but I'm going to have to cancel our scheduled interview next Wednesday. I'm an employee of Mount Carmel, and I was told that I should not be doing this.
We requested interviews with each of the doctors, and not one was willing to share what they do for the drug companies. We did hear from the executive director of Dr. Terrell Patel's practice, saying, quote, "This is a personal decision by a physician that we do not condone. We are looking into this and will take any appropriate next steps." So we turned to the Ohio State Medical Association.
This doesn't mean that it is a this for that situation.
Jason Coma is the spokesperson for the 20,000 doctors in Ohio.
There are doctors getting $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year from the drug companies. Doesn't that raise red flags?
Whether it's a red flag, whether it is any assumptions that come from it, I would ask anyone to not misconstrue that, to not think that it amounts to something other than, a physician participating in genuine research project.
There are two sides here. Doctors share their time, their knowledge, and their expertise, and they deserve to get paid for speaking, consulting, and doing legitimate medical studies.
But the argument that the drug companies want docs who are considered cream of the crop, according to ProPublica, some doctors they investigated across the nation are not the best of the best.
We found that there were doctors who didn't work for academic medical centers, weren't writing research papers, and sometimes they didn't even have certification in the fields in which they were practicing, and yet they were earning a lot of money for educating their fellow doctors about the proper uses of companies' brand-name drugs.
So who is playing watchdog on this? We checked with the Ohio State Medical Board, and payments from drug companies to doctors isn't something that is tracked or even reported to them for state medical licensing. But a new law is about to give you a clearer picture.
And bottom line, transparency.
Yes, that's what it's all about. And I really think the federal law really gets us there because they actually have to report anything over $10.